Hello everyone, Final Fantasy Exvius Tactics channel here. Today I'm going to take a rest from the Brave Frontier week, because in the updates of last week we got enhancements of more units, and one of those units was Ace. Ace is a base 5-star unit from the first batch of the Final Fantasy Type 0 units. It was really disappointing unit when he first came out, and probably nobody used him a lot in all those months, but now he got his enhancements, and with that is a really beast of UD. You wanna know why? Let's check it out now. This is Ace. His base stats are in the magic, Ace only has Fyra, Firaga, and Sandaga. In the special abilities, we have the passives of Ace: MP plus 10%, Magic plus 30%, Spirit plus 20%, Auto Refresh, Devotion, and that's it. In the active abilities, we have 3-beam laser is a skill that does 280% magic damage to the enemy and ignore 25% of spirit of all the enemies. That means normalized 3-beam laser does about 420% magic damage to all the enemies. It's more like a ultima, but it can be dual cast because it's a ability. Triple Sleep can dodge 3 attacks you receive. Attack Hand is a skill that does magic in different thresholds of probabilities. You have 50% to do 180% damage to all the enemies, 30% to do 220% damage to all the enemies, 50% to do 250% damage to all the enemies with 10% ignore spirit, and 5% to do 320% damage to all the enemies with 25% ignore spirit. Support Hand is a skill also that has different effects at random. 70% chance to have 30% chance to stop one enemy for 1 turn, 20% chance to have 30% chance to stop for 3 turns 1 enemy, and 10% to have 30% chance to stop an enemy for 5 turns. Really not very good skill. Spirit Hand is a skill that also has different effects. 70% chance to recover 30 MP to Ace, 20% to recover 75 MP to Ace, and 10% to recover 120 MP to Ace. Life Hand is almost the same as Spirit Hand but for HP. 70% chance to recover 40% total HP of Ace, 20% chance to recover 70% of mass HP to Ace, and 10% chance to fully recover the HP of Ace. And Wildcard is a skill that does 250% magic damage to the enemy, and you can avoid 2 physical attacks for 2 turns. This skill Wildcard is very good because it applies the effect of dual wield, also applies the effects of killers and the effect of element. That means you can cast Wildcard 2 times if you have 2 weapons equipped, and does more damage if the weapons you have an element that the enemy is weak, or you have a killer effect that the enemy is the same race. This skill Wildcard is pretty good. Also, you can see that Ace can equip daggers, staffs, hats, throwing weapons, clothes, and robes. Okay, let's go to the Battleground to show those skills in action. First of all, I'm going to show you that my Ace is with full attack bot, so with that and with the equipment I give to him F2P equip, Wizard Rod, Second Knife, Creepy Mask, Great Mage Robe, 2 Roller Rings, 1, well, the magic 30% is a Echidna Keys, 2 magic plus 15%, and 1 HP plus 15%. With that, I get Ace with 4300 HP and with 521 magic. Alright, I have Ramu's pair on Ace, so let's try the wild card. Alright. As you can see, I did two hits because the second knife, so the duel will apply. Now I have Odin Esper on Ace for the Dragon Killer effect. Let's try again with the wild card. As you can see, the Dragon Killer effect affects wild card, so the damage was increased. Now back to Ramus pair. Let's try using the 3-beam laser. As you can see, the difference of damage is not very big with this equipment, and also I can say that those wildcard is better than 3-beam laser. Now versus the Demon Chimera, let's try wildcard. Now let's see how much HP I can heal with the life hand. Okay. Let's try again the life hand. And let's try again the wild card. Right, let's upgrade Haze a little more. Now with TMs, the best equipment I can get with what I have is 2 Dragon Spikes, Creepy Mask, Raymond Robe, Magical Crest, Genki Glow, Rod Mastery, and 3 Magic plus 30%. With that, I can get Ace to 885 Magic. That's very good. Now let's equip Odin on Ace, and let's fight the Brachiosaur. Okay, let's try first the wild card. Alright. Let's try the 3-beam laser. Alright. Ace has good skills, but none of them are really spectacular or worthy of a base 5-star unit, so Ace in his vanilla form is really not exciting to use. But what happens when you enhance Ace? Well, let's check it out now. Ace has 3 skills you can enhance: Devotion, 3-beam laser, and Spirit Hand. First of all, I'm going to talk about Devotion. Devotion is a normal skill, increase the LB gauge fill rate in 200%. Now, if you enhance Devotion to +2, you will now also gain 2 LB per turn, like if you have the Cloud of Darkness TM equipped on Ace but innate, and also increase the magic of Ace in 40%. So, if Ace base magic is 177, so if Ace base magic is 177 with pots, that means with the extra magic plus 40%, you gain an extra 71 magic. So in my Ace that has 885 magic, with Devotion +2, I can reach 956 magic. And that is not the highest magic of Ace, because if you use other TMs like the Emperor's Road or Dark Phoenix TM, you can reach easily the 1000 magic threshold. Okay, I have my own Ace and I have a friend Ace. I thank very much Rixa from my community that lent me his Ace to do those tests, because he is the only guy I know that has his Ace max in the enhancements. Okay, my Ace has 812 magic, my friend Ace has 847 magic. To solve that, I'm going to cast Fate on my Ace, and with that I have 848, so that's fine. Now let's start with the Spirit Hand. As we know, Spirit Hand is a skill that at random heals the MP of Ace in 70% 30 MP, 20% 75 MP, and 10% 120 MP. Now, Spirit Hand Enhaced +2 change that to 70% to cure 45 MP of all the allies, 20% to heal 100 MP to all the allies, and 10% to recover 140 MP to all the allies. Normal Spirit Hand, okay, I chose 75, and the Spirit Hand +2 also reduce Spirit Hand +2 reduce the cost of the skill itself to 10 MP. Really amazing. With that, Ace can heal a lot of MP to all your party members and being a very good mana battery. Okay, now let's check 3-beam laser. As you know, 3-beam laser vanilla is a skill that does 280% magic damage with 25% ignore spirit to all the enemies. We're going to do the normal 3-beam laser. Okay, a normal 3-beam laser does about 350k, 400k, in that range. Now, if you upgrade 3-beam laser to +2, you get now different damage in different probabilities. And also now, all the chances you got, all of them does 7 hit damage. It's not only 1 hit like the normal 3-beam laser, it's 7 hits. And with that you can get the shining benefits from that. With 3-beam laser +2 you got 30% chance to do 280% damage with 25% ignore of spirit, 30% chance to do 420% damage with 25% ignore spirit to all the enemies, 30% chance to do 560% damage with 25% spirit ignore to all the enemies, and 10% to do 2250% damage with 25% spirit ignore to all the enemies. And also, of all those 4 alternatives, all of them, you also decrease the fire, lighting, and holy resistance of all the enemies in 75%. That means that 3-beam laser not only does a lot of damage, it has 7 hits now for shining, but also units like Olive or Orlandeau benefits a lot of that. Orlandeau with Divine Ruination now does 25% more if you use 3-beam laser +2, and Olive, well, Olive does a lot of damage with that, a lot more of damage. So let's see how much damage I can do with 3-beam laser. I'm going to do many times this skill to show the variation of damage. Wow, that's the big one. Almost 2 million? Yeah, like 2 million damage with that. So the conclusion we can get with Ace Enhacements is that Ace now is a stellar unit. Very useful, does a lot of damage, and also helps you to do a lot of damage with the rest of your party. Decreasing fire, lighting, and holy resistance to 75% is a big upgrade on damage for all your other units, especially if you have Olive or Orlandeau, or even lighting. If you have the Fire Katana or Excalibur in any of your units, the damage increase will be greatly thanks to 3-beam laser. And also with Spirit Hand you can keep your units with their MP up. And also you won't need to use items in some trials that have achievements of no item used during battle. In the pros and cons of Ace we have, in the pros, big damage skills. 3-beam laser and wildcard are very good damage skill spells, and also 3-beam laser +2 can do an insane amount of damage. But even without 3-beam laser, wildcard has the ability to take the effects of the dual wield and the killers and the elemental weakness of the enemy. So a good equipped Ace can do good damage to most enemies because you have the killers, you have elemental rods, etc. Good support skills. Spirit Hand can refresh the MP of your allies from in good amounts. That means you can have your party almost all the time with full MP, and also with 3 beam laser you reduce the fire, lighting and holy resistance of the enemies in 75%. That means your attack units will do even more damage thanks to Ace and a correct setup of elemental weapons. High magic. Thanks to devotion, Ace can reach 900 magic or even break the 1000 magic threshold. In the cons we have low HP. Ace is a wizard, a magic user, just like any other magic user in Brave Exvius. It suffers from low HP. Ace is not the exception. So he needs HP equipment or materials to have over the 4000 HP threshold and survive the battle. I really can't see many defects on Ace. In his normal form, Ace is a meh unit, but in Enhaced is really powerful and really useful. If you have an Ace and you pretend to maximize the power of your party, you definitely should upgrade Ace. 3 beam laser does insane damage and also makes your party do more damage thanks to the elemental weakness applied to all the enemies. And also with Spirit Hand you can refresh the MP of your party and cap them with full MP all the time. Spirit Hand and 3 beam laser plus 2 makes Ace pass from a meh unit to a great unit. So if you have an Ace, think about upgrading him. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, folks. Please subscribe. Goodbye.